Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is GMS Precepts, Nazar Khad here. And I got two articles here. The first one you see on the screen from Jerusalem Post. Okay, as you can see here. And it says U.S. tests of new hypersonic missile fails amid China and Russia pressure. Okay. With Russia and China and North Korea developing their own hypersonic missile capabilities, with some being able to carry nuclear warheads, the Pentagon is feeling the pressure, right? So that's I just thought of a scripture. That's the Most High. He's weakening Esau. Okay, right? He's taking that power from Esau, because it was a long time that Esau was the big bad man on the big bully on the block or whatever, with being able to uh, um, uh, make these other nations fear America with their military, with their missiles, with their power. But that power is starting, that power they once had over the whole earth, you see, as being at that top nation that all nations fear, that's starting to wane, right? Um, Let me get how art thou fallen from heaven was Isaiah 14. I can get that. See, how art thou fallen from heaven, oh Lucifer. I can read this. This is Isaiah 14 and 11. It says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave." Right? That pomp is what that pride. Okay. Right? That pride America had. Right? That pomp. The pride. That pride America had. Is not there anymore. Why? Because they're becoming weaker, and these other nations are becoming stronger. It said under pressure from China and Russia. All right. Why? Because these other nations, these other countries, are testing their missiles, and they're not failing. But who's doing that? Who gives power? That's the next scripture I have. But who's the one that gives power on the earth? Matter of fact, let me get it now. Let me finish this before I jump ahead. Verse 12: How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are thou cut down from the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And they were able to weaken the nations through their military prowess, right? Because they were a strong nation, and they were the only ones that had that bomb, man. You see? All right, they put fear throughout the whole earth once they bombed Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, fat man and little boy. They put fear throughout the whole earth. Okay? But that fear that they once had, that power, all right, is given from above. Let me get it. Let me get first one. Psalm 75 and 6. From promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. Right? So right now, he's getting ready to put down Esau or Edom. And who is he going to set up in that power? Okay, to be that top nation is a nation of Israel. But it's prophetic, is it not? It tells you that in the Apocrypha, right? It tells you before Jacob rules, what nation is going to be ruling. It's going to be Esau. Okay, Esau is going to be that nation that rules prior to the nation of Israel getting that power seat. Okay, or being placed in that power seat as that top nation, right? Jeremiah 27 and 5, I made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground, but my great power, by my great power and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom it seemed meet, unto me, right? Meet meaning good. So the Most High is the one that gives power and takes it away, right? So he's given power to the Edomites, but it tells you in Revelation that they're going to rule for what? For a short season, right? Real quick, another one, Daniel's 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, in the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up one over it, the basis of men. Okay? And the basis of men right now is none other than the Edomites. All right? The children of Esau. All right? Let's go back to this article real quick. Yeah, that's another article I have. Let's go back to this article. Flight tests on a new hypersonic missile system in Hawaii named Conventional Prompt Strike failed, most likely due to a problem that took place after ignition, the U.S. Department of Defense said yesterday. An anomaly occurred following ignition tests. The department remains confident that it is on track to field offensive defensive hypersonic capabilities on targets dates beginning in early 2020s. Right? It says the department remains confident that it is on track to field offensive and defensive hypersonic capabilities. You see in the scriptures, it tells you that I will go into the country of the unwalled village. I believe is Ezekiel 38. All right, it referred to America or Babylon as a place of unwalled villages. Okay, meaning what? Their defense system is trash. Let me be plain with it, right? Their defense system is not good, right? Right? How else is this place going to be pelted with 200 million missiles? According to prophecy. Program officials have initiated a review to determine the cause to inform future tests. While the department was unable to collect data on the entirety of the planned flight profile, the information gathered from this event will provide vital insights. See, look at that. The recent failure marks the second unsuccessful test flight of the prototype weapon in October 2020, which was last year. A booster malfunction which prevented the missile from leaving the launch pad rendered the weapon system's first test flight a failure as well. With Russia, China, and North Korea developing their own hypersonic missile capabilities, with some being able to carry nuclear warheads, the Pentagon is feeling the pressure to deploy the newly developed weapon system as soon as possible. Now, we already know that Russia, they said that their Sarmat or that Satan 2 is going to be ready for deployment or active by the end of the year. You've got Russia, you've got China and North Korea. They are steadily developing their own missiles. Look at this. The Chinese military believes hypersonic weapons will change the nature of the battle and is investing heavily to advance their capabilities. Right. That's why it says Isaiah 9:5. I believe it says, it compared ancient warfare to modern day warfare. All right, and the modern day warfare, according to prophecy, is going to be what? Through burning and fuel of fire. Okay? China tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile in August that circulated the globe before speeding towards its target, demonstrating an advanced space capability that caught U.S. television by surprise. Right? It's because these nations are being built up by the Most High, right? Which is all prophetic. All right? Let me see what it says about this. It says about China. Russia, the launch, it says conducted a test to represent. The Russian Navy conducted a test of a prospective hypersonic missile, the Zyklon, in a demonstration of the military's long-range strike capabilities amid the fighting in Ukraine. The Admiral Gorshkov, the frigate of the Northern Fleet, of the Northern Fleet in the White Sea launched the Zyklon cruise missile in the Barents Sea, successfully hitting a practice target in the White Sea about 1,000 kilometers away, according to Defense to that. Right, so these other nations, they're testing their missiles, and they're not having any failure like America is. All right, so that's showing you how the Most High is weakening America and building up these other nations' power. Okay, and I got one more article. This is from Reuters. It's from MSN, but it's from Reuters. Russia will respond if NATO sets up infrastructure in Finland and Sweden. Right, I did a video a few days ago concerning Finland and Sweden, how they were invited by Turkey to join NATO. Right, so basically this article says we have no problem with Finland and Sweden right now, but if they do decide to join NATO and they become a threat to us, we're gonna have to deal with them like anybody that becomes a threat to us, or something like that. Matter of fact, it's right here. It's the first. It says, but they must understand there was no threat before, while now, if military contingents and infrastructure are deployed there, we will have to respond in kind and create the same threats for the territories from which threats toward us are created. He said it was inevitable that Moscow relations with Helsinki and Stockholm would sour over their NATO membership, right? Because NATO was created to be an offensive or to be against Russia. So obviously, if anybody joins NATO, they become enemies to Russia. I found that a good article. All right, so I'll put both of these articles in a description. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.